Hello, my name is Masahito Sakamoto. I'm an associate of Nakai Immigration Services LPC. I am very pleased to have this opportunity to speak to you all. This is a photo of our office in Tokyo, located near Tokyo Tower. It is also near Haneda International Airport. As a firm, we have been providing one-stop professional legal services to obtain visas for Japan for the past 30 years, since 1992. Our team includes immigration attorneys, a U.S. attorney at law, and multilingual staff members speaking 10 different languages regularly. We file dozens of applications every week across Japan. If your company is experiencing any difficulties or have any concerns about immigration matters, please feel free to contact us. We will be. Now, let me explain why we invite you to invest in Japan. There are mainly two reasons. First, investment targets. Second, tourism. Let me talk about the attractiveness of investing in Japan. In 2020, Global Finance magazine selected Tokyo as the world's best city to live in. The factors they used for the selection were based on economic strength, research and development, cultural interaction, livability, environment, accessibility, GDP per capita, COVID-19 death per million. These factors reflect the quality of life in the cities. Now, about affordability. Tokyo is by far the most expensive city in Japan. Even then, the price per square meter to buy an apartment in Tokyo is about $11,000. It is 1/3 of Hong Kong and half of Beijing, Singapore, and Seoul. Let's move on to the next page. Many foreign companies consider Japan as the best country in Asia to establish their research and development bases. This is according to Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. The reasons are good legal systems and business customs. For example, Japan has outstanding intellectual property laws. Second, excellent infrastructure, security, and political conditions. By infrastructure, I mean transportation, energy, information, and communication, and so on. Easy to find highly qualified researchers to collaborate with. That means it is easy to acquire high-level human resources and to access joint research partners. Low tax rate is also appealing. Other companies also commented that Japan is good for setting up sales bases and regional headquarters. As you may know, Japan is the world's third largest economy after the United States and China. We have seen a remarkable growth in EdTech, education tech, during the pandemic in Japan. Its current market size is estimated about $2.5 billion. I feel that this will continue for a long time. The same can be said about the small payment, human resources tech, etc. Japanese government has been very interested in attracting foreign investment. For example, about 3 months ago, they held a nice Japan Russia meeting on small and medium-sized Enterprise Corporation. Expo 2025 will be held in Osaka. We expect to see higher demands in construction and tourism. Other points to be mentioned about Japan are high income level, large customer volume for products and services. It means that the market size is very large. Japan is enthusiastic about developing and introducing new technologies. And Japan is sensitive to the added value and trends of products and services. And this makes it easy to evaluate them. Now, let me explain Japanese visas. For some countries issue visas based on investments. Japan does not do so. In principle, Japan visa is issued based on what kind of activities you will carry out in Japan. For example, if you are a business owner, you will apply for business manager visa. And if you work for a Japanese company, you will apply for engineer or humanities or international services visa. If you would like to know more about the specific type of visa that may suit your situation, please let us know. Now, let me talk briefly about a few specifics of visas. In order to obtain a business manager visa, an applicant is required to establish a company with a capital of 5 million yen, which is about 45,000 US dollars, and have a physical office space. The length of the visa will be determined by the Immigration Bureau. It may be 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years. The visa can be renewed. Some of you may be interested in startup visa program. With this visa, you can stay in Japan for up to 1 year and prepare for starting a business before the requirements for business manager are met. Big cities such as Yokohama, Osaka, and Tokyo prepare their startup visa program. If you would like to know the details, please let us know. If you stay in Japan for a certain number of years, you can obtain permanent residence status. Permanent residency is very powerful because it allows you to do any kind of activities. Generally speaking, the requirements for PR are good conduct, sufficient financial assets or income, having lived in Japan for 1 year with the 80 points of highly skilled professional status, or having lived in Japan for 3 years with the 70 point of highly skilled professional status. But it is complicated. There is a chart to calculate the HSP points. If you would like to know any further, please let us know. Next, I will tell you about naturalization, obtaining Japanese nationality. It also allows you to do any kind of activities and to get Japanese passport, the best passport in the world, according to CNN Travel 2031. Requirements for naturalization are somewhat similar to permanent residency, but much more difficult than PR. If you would like to know more about naturalization, please let us know. Next, tourism is also a big attractive point in Japan. When the current pandemic ends, I think tourism business will become more active. Even if you do not start a tourism business, you can enjoy the beautiful scenery of each season everywhere in Japan. You can experience Japanese culture such as traditional buildings, tea ceremony, and so on. Your children can enjoy Japanese anime, of course. Now I will talk about long stay for sightseeing recreation visa. It is not a visa for an investor or business person, but for tourists. If you are a citizen of visa waiver countries and regions such as Estonia or Latvia and such Baltic states or such countries, it may be a good option to see Japan for 6 months or 1 year. Now I will talk about the current entry with them. At this point, at this moment, people cannot enter Japan now unless they are under special exceptional circumstances. Japanese Ministry of Justice shows some examples of such circumstances, like foreign national entering Japan with re-entry permit, spouse or child of Japanese national or permanent resident, or a foreign national who has or is about to acquire the status of residence of diplomat or official. However, just a few hours ago, Japan's Prime Minister Kishida had a press conference and announced that he would ease the coronavirus border restriction measures starting March 1st. This means that the daily limit of the number of people entering will increase to 5,000. And the waiting period will be shortened from the current 7 days to 3 days, or even exempted from waiting for those who have received the third vaccination. Among those entering Japan, business persons and students will have priority over tourists, and the government will ease the entry regulation in stages, observing the coronavirus situation. Though it is just my personal opinion, I think that the scope of business person will remain narrow at first, but it will gradually expand. I'm not sure how long, but it will be a while before they can come freely as they did before the pandemic. Of course, the government policy can change. Finally, I will talk about the possible procedure after the entry ban lifted. In the last autumn, Japanese government introduced the following policy. The organization, it is a bit very complex policy. The organization that intends to invite a foreigner needs to apply for and acquire a screening certificate from the ministry which has jurisdiction over it. The screening certificate should be submitted at the embassy or consulate together with a certificate of eligibility for visa and a written pledge when applying for a visa. However, though it is just my personal opinion, this policy may be simplified from March. Please also watch the announcement from the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare of Japan. At this moment, for example, people from Russia need to be quarantined for 7 days, 3 days at the accommodation of the government, and 4 days at home. However, as I have said, the quarantine measures after coming will relax from March. I feel that there are many uncertainties with corona situation. If you would give us your email address, we will send you an update on every issue, on the entry issue. That is all. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masahito. I have several questions. First of all, the question is, what about taxation in Japan?
Taxation is a bit complicated, but in general, it is considered to be the tax rate is low.
What level of taxation, for example, personally, when people move to Japan, how much they will need to pay?
Sorry, we are not the specialists in tax matters,
Okay,
but I can give you.
We need to contact with the tax advisor in Japan. Okay. Also, we have a question people sent before workshop, and what about kind of languages are spoken in Japan?
Pardon?
What kind of languages are spoken in Japan? Only Japan language, or when I move to Japan, I can speak English fluently, maybe?
Yeah, many people use Japanese English. So in particular, business persons, many business persons prefer to use English.
But how it is necessary to learn Japan language for moving? If I move to Japan,
for business purpose.
For business purpose, yes.
Business purpose. Well, I feel that even if you do not speak Japanese, you can do a business in Japan.
Okay. If you want to do business, you need to speak the same language.
English is considered to be very important.
The question is, how safe is Japan?
Country. I think it is one of the most safest country in the world.
Okay. It is to open a bank account in Japan. Maybe it's possible open bank account online.
Yeah, it is possible that tourists it will be difficult for tourists to open a bank account. So I recommend the foreign people to get a long visa, about 3-year or 5-year visa to open a bank account in Japan.
Okay, thanks. It was really interesting, and we would like to receive your contacts. Everybody see your email and site of your company. I know that there are lawyers in your company that speak English, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, and etc. Yes, is anybody who speak Russian?
Oh, in our.
Is anybody in your company who can speak Russian?
Sorry, in our office, there is no person who speaks Russian.
Okay.
But we can use a translator or interpreter.
Thank you a lot, Mr. Masahito. Thank you for your presentation.